Welcome back.
To Marriage Beyond the Veil. So, I've been working on myself a lot this week. I've been experiencing some discomfort with my hand and trying to get my eating pattern back on track because I haven't been able to do one of my passions of releasing stress, which is chopped food.
Yeah, because of the challenge with your hand.
Because of the challenge with my hand, and I must admit, it's been a little bit.
Hold on a minute. You said releasing stress by chopping food. So when you're chopping food, what or whom are you imagining is being chopped?
That's not important. It's just a stress relief for me, So it's a way, Some people like to watch TV. I like to chop stuff.
Help me.
Might be a good idea, but anyway. So it's just a stress release for me. But I haven't been able to do that since the surgery. And I realized this past week that it's been a struggle. And
it's been a struggle not to be able to chop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sort of made me sad,
Aww.
too. But, and then I was reading a Bible study plan that I'm working on. It was talking about overcoming temptation by setting boundaries.
Okay.
And so then I realized, I said, okay, well, maybe I can't chop, but does that keep me from doing part of what I enjoy of the meal prepping? So no, it doesn't. And so I decided, okay, I need to set these boundaries around what I'm doing. And then I began to think about in a relationship, when do you need to set those boundaries to offset the temptation to do something that could possibly cause harm?
Whenever you are aware that there is that potential. Boundaries are necessary in every aspect of one's life.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you become aware of, this is probably not in our best interest,
mm-hmm.
or this might lead to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have an understanding of how things could proceed, then wisdom would dictate, is that how you want things to proceed, or do you need to shift, to do what would be most beneficial for you, i.e., for your relationship.
Mm-hmm. And it was really, really clear to me that, trying to set those boundaries for myself, so that I don't re-injure my hand.
Right.
One. But still feel like I'm achieving something in the process. But I really had to sit in it for a few minutes and really think about this. And I'm like, okay, is it really worth me trying to cut stuff like that only to re-injure my hand, which would set me back? And so in a love relationship...
Wow.
Yeah. In a love relationship, I thought about that same thing,
Doing... establishing boundaries so that you don't set the relationship back.
So what if you've had a situation where, say for instance, you're going out and, partying or whatever with your girls, and I'm going to put it on the female, going out and partying out with your girls.
That's where it belongs.
And, but when you're out, you're dancing and stuff like that, and you may be dancing with guys or whatnot, but you're married or whatever, but you begin to start to feel a certain kind of way. Like, oh, I sort of like this feeling. At that point, that's when you need to set a boundary. Okay, maybe I need to cut this part off. Maybe I can go hang out with the girls, but instead of dancing, I'll just sit there at the table and talk. And you see what I'm saying? So, really knowing when you need to set those boundaries.
Let me ask this. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's important to set boundaries, but what about exploring what was triggered? And why it was triggered.
Yeah, but do I know to do that at the club?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just saying that just setting boundaries would not be the only thing.
No. And I see what you're saying. Yes, and that's true. You do need to explore why those feelings are there. And it's just like with me. I had to explore why I was feeling the way that I was feeling.
Right, okay.
About not being able to cut.
Okay.
things. Yeah. So yeah, exploring those boundaries.
The way you lingered and said cut things. Like what
I
was
didn't say
effortless.
people.
Right.
I didn't say you. Just things.
Stop scaring me. Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Have a good evening.